All right, today we're diving into Shakespeare's The Tempest. But we're not just looking at it as a play. No, we're going to treat it like a powerful parable. A story that's really all about creation, control, and ultimately, the incredibly difficult act of letting go.
You see this quote right here? This is everything. It's the key that unlocks the whole story. Shakespeare is basically winking at us, telling us right from the start, hey, you're watching a performance, an illusion. And of course, every good illusion needs a director, and this one has been plotting his final epic show for 12 long years.
So who is this director? Meet Prospero. He's the exiled Duke of Milan, and he's now the undisputed master of this enchanted island. But you gotta understand, this isn't just some island. For Prospero, it's a stage. It's his personal theater, and he is pulling every single string.
So for 12 long years, he's been stuck in exile. But he truly believes that it was some kind of divine providence, a guiding hand of fate, that finally brought that one specific ship right into his grasp. The very ship carrying his backstabbing brother Antonio. Can you imagine? After all that waiting, the moment for his masterpiece has finally arrived. And this right here, this word orchestration, it perfectly captures his power. See, Prospero isn't just sitting back and reacting to things. Oh no, he is actively directing them. He's using his magic to whip up the weather, to manipulate the people shipwrecked on his island. All of it is part of a grand design to get back what was stolen from him.
Okay, so check out his playbook. It's just brilliant. Step 1, he whips up a massive storm, this Tempest, which is really just pure illusion. Step 2, he cleverly splits up the survivors into these strategic little groups. Why? To control their stories, of course. He even masterminds the romance between his own daughter Miranda and Prince Ferdinand. And all of it, every single move, is about bringing his enemies right where he wants them. Absolutely nothing is left to chance.
So we've got the director. Now let's talk about the players on his stage. Let's really look at how this little world works. Because if you strip away all the magic, what you've got is this fascinating and really strict social experiment. And here's the crazy thing. Even on this remote island, totally cut off from so-called civilization, that human instinct for power and control just kicks right in. And guess who's at the top of that food chain? Prospero. He's sitting at the very top of this power pyramid, and you better believe he expects absolute obedience. And you see this dynamic play out perfectly with his two servants. They could not be more different. You've got Ariel, this light, airy spirit who's totally obedient and carries out every magical task with perfect precision. And then you have Caliban. He's the island's original inhabitant, earthy, defiant, and forced into slavery, and he absolutely hates Prospero for it. And you know what? This whole master-servant thing isn't just about Prospero. As soon as the shipwrecked nobles wash ashore, what do? They start plotting against each other. And Caliban, who is so desperate to be free of Prospero, he immediately pledges himself to a drunken butler. It just goes to show you these power struggles seem to be baked into our nature, no matter where we are. So this all leads to a huge, timeless question that the play just keeps circling back to, and it's explored so powerfully through Caliban's really tragic story. At first, Prospero and Miranda actually tried to, nurture Caliban. They taught him their language, their ways, but when he broke their rules, they decided his nature was just savage, unchangeable. And that's where the play really makes you think. Was Caliban's monster-like nature something that couldn't be changed? Or was their idea of civilization just another form of control? Okay, but with all this scheming and power-grabbing going on, there's this one moment, one character who offers up this beautiful little vision of what could be. And it's such a stark contrast to the island's harsh reality. It comes from Gonzalo, this old, kind-hearted counselor. He looks around, and instead of seeing a place to conquer, he sees potential. He dreams of a utopia, a perfect commonwealth. Imagine it. No rich, no poor, no jobs. Everyone's just idle and happy. A world that's innocent and pure. A beautiful dream, right?
Yeah, a beautiful dream that crashes head-on into reality. Because while Gonzalo is having this lovely vision, what are Antonio and Sebastian doing? They are literally just a few feet away plotting to murder their king. They're driven by the exact same greed they brought with them from home. So much for utopia, right? It's just shattered by good old-fashioned human ambition.
And this is where our whole parable reaches its climax. After 12 years of waiting and one very long day of pulling magical strings, Prospero has done it. He's won. He has all of his enemies, the people who wronged him, completely at his mercy. They're totally powerless. He has complete control. His entire performance, every spell, every trick, it's all led to this one single moment. The stage is set. The time for revenge is now. And this, right here, is the absolute moral heart of the play. What do you do when you have that much power? Do you crush the people who hurt you? Or do you choose another way?
The choice he makes leads us to what might be the play's deepest theme, because suddenly you realize, wait a minute, this story isn't just about an island and some magician. It's about art. It's about the very act of creation.
Yeah, a lot of people think Prospero is basically a stand-in for the playwright, for Shakespeare himself. Think about it. Prospero's magic, his ability to create order out of chaos, to conjure illusions, to move characters around like chess pieces, what is that if not the art of a writer?
His magic books? That's the knowledge, the study it takes to shape a world. The island itself is the stage. And that big storm, the Tempest? That's the opening scene, the conflict that gets the whole story rolling. It's all just carefully crafted chaos.
Which brings us to his final and maybe most powerful act. He's done it. He's achieved his goals. He chose forgiveness instead of revenge. And then he does something completely stunning. He gives it all up. He literally breaks his staff and vows to drown his book of magic. And for a lot of people, this is Shakespeare himself saying goodbye to the stage. The creator is breaking his tools, setting his creations free, and maybe setting himself free too, from this world he spent a lifetime building. So in the end, the all-powerful director steps forward. And he's not a magician anymore. He's just a man. And in his very last lines, he turns to us, the audience, and asks us to set him free with our applause. The show is over. And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. The play is done, just like Prospero said. The actors, they've all melted into thin air. But the story, the power of that story, and all the questions it raises about power, about forgiveness, about what it means to create something, well, that stuff stays with you long after the curtain has come down.